Welcome back, True Seeker. Time to put out the picks for the morning games. If you missed my Thursday night preview video, I said why I like the Ravens to beat the Bengals in the Battle of the Coaches with September 23rd birthdays. This game will be the 23rd game in Cincinnati between the Ravens and Bengals. With the Ravens win, they'll get their 9th win in 23 tries. 23 is the 9th prime. And this will be the 45th meeting all-time between the two teams. If you add 1 through 9 together, it equals 45. There's a few other notes, like how Harbaugh can get his 96th win against Cincinnati, which equals 96. But again, Ravens over Bengals for Thursday Night Football. Panthers-Falcons. This is one of the tougher games of the week to call, based on the way it's scripted. Atlanta's a 5-point favorite. The over-under is at 44. Fitting. This game's in Georgia. Georgia equals 44 in Gematria. They're hosting the Super Bowl on a date with 44 numerology. This game is going to be the 47th game between the two teams. Panthers have Gematria 47. The Falcons currently lead the series 28-18. The Panthers can pick up their 19th win, and because they're division rivals, it made me look ahead at the scheduling. The next time the Falcons and Panthers play, which is December 23rd, 2018, that is a date with numerology of 19. I'm suspecting the Panthers are going to get the win, the 19th win, on that date. So, I'm expecting the Falcons to win tomorrow. Matt Ryan can pick up his 100th career win. Remember, he came into this season, the 99th season of the NFL, with 99 career wins. When you write out 100, it sums to 38. Panthers also has Gematria of 38. It's interesting to think that when this game's going on, which is a primetime game, they're going to be talking about how Hurricane Florence, really hurt the Carolinas and Georgia. It's supposed to get the Carolinas and Georgia, the storms over 3 days, is supposed to really impact those three states. I'm sure that'll be a big conversation piece. Matt Ryan has 95 wins in the regular season. Hurricane Florence equals 95. They announced the storm on September 5th, 9/5. We've seen this weather, disaster, football narrative many times before. Last year we had Houston and Jacksonville playing each other during the Florida flooding after Houston hosted the Super Bowl and then got flooded by Harvey. And then they opened up the season against each other. Not a coincidence. Just like this game's not a coincidence. It's all planned. With a Falcons win, both teams would be 1-1, which is like 11, like the master number, like the amount of men on the field. Last week with the Panthers, they did a Black Panther Number of the Beast ritual, just like how the film Black Panther released earlier this year, February 16th, the 47th day of the year. The word black equals 11, beast 11. Black Panther equals 666. That's the number of the beast. Number of the beast equals 66. When you add 1 through 11, it equals 66. Number of the beast taught about in the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. Ron Rivera, his next win will be his 66th career win. If he loses in this game, he'll be stuck on 65 wins, which has numerology of 11. 6 plus 5, 11. Ron Rivera, his next loss, he comes into this game with 47 career losses. His next loss will be his 48th. It would be fitting to get it against Atlanta because Atlanta has the Gematria of 48. If Ron Rivera did win, he would be 66-47, which is interesting. If there was a game I wasn't going to bet on this week, this is at least one of them I wouldn't bet on. Just because this one's a little bit harder to call. I do think it'll be the Falcons, but there's some things here that make me go, am I sure? If he did become 66-47, number of the beast is 66. Beast also has the Gematria of 47. So that would be interesting, especially after Cam Newton just got the 66 ritual last week, getting his 66th career win. If Ron Rivera did win, which is not what I'm expecting, he would become 2-0. Ron equals 20. Beast also has Gematria of 20. Dan Quinn, the Falcons coach, comes into this game 29-20. He is looking for his 30th win. I should mention that it's week 2, and week 2 has the Gematria as follows up here. These will be numbers I'm looking for all week. Week 2, 102, 30, 87, 33, 2, 58, 13, 23, 14. That 13 is going to hit. I see a lot of 30 alignment this week too. So coming back down here, Dan Quinn could pick up his 30th career win. Also potentially his 21st loss. So the main reason I'm going with the Falcons is because of the fact that the next Panthers win will be the 19th, and they play again in Carolina on a date with 19 numerology. Cam also equals 19. So I'm expecting the Panthers to win the next match. You know. Chargers-Bills. It's interesting that the rookie for the Bills, Josh Allen, he's going to get his first career start against the team from Los Angeles 118 days after his birthday. And Los Angeles, California equals 118. The Chargers are a 7.5 point favorite. The over-under's at 43. Chargers equals 43 like football. What really jumps out about this game is Phillip Rivers can get his 111th all-time career win in New York. New York equals 111. This game also comes 83 days from Phillip Rivers' birthday. 83, that big football number. He's going to turn 37. Los Angeles 37. I should also note that something I overlooked last week, I forgot to check the head coach stats for the Chargers coach last week and overlooked a big thing. His loss last week brought him to 9-9 all-time as a head coach to start off the 99th NFL season. You know, that would have been a gem to catch last week. With the Bills coach losing this week, if he loses this game against the Chargers, he's going to be 9-9 all-time as a head coach in the 99th NFL season. And again, if you write out 13, it sums to 99. 13 going to be a big number this week. So like the Chargers there. Vikings-Packers. Now this one's really interesting. Remember last year, Aaron Rodgers got injured by the numbers against the Vikings. It was all about 77. The injury came on the day, leaving 77 days left in the year. Green Bay equals 77. We talked about how last week he played his 77th home game and he got injured, but he came back and had the scripted win by the numbers. We knew he was going to win that one. The numbers were clear. 61-18, game winner to number 18 Cobb. Green Bay's a favorite in this game. 1 point favorite. The over-under's at 46. I think the Vikings are going to win this game, and here's why. The Vikings can pick up their 53rd win all-time against the Packers on the 16th. 53 is the 16th prime. So that's one thing. '53rd win in the regular season. The next time the Packers and Vikings play is in Minnesota, and that'll be on a date with 54 numerology. If the Vikings sweep the Packers this year, they can get their 54th win in the regular season, also against the Packers. So that's promising. Now, Aaron Rodgers is looking for his 105th career win and his 62nd at home. If he did win, remember Minneapolis equals 62. So they would be a fitting team for him to get his 62nd win against. But I don't think that's going to happen. That said, I should mention the date numerology is 63 and Aaron Rodgers equals 63. So the date numerology is favorable to Aaron Rodgers. This game comes 77 days before Aaron Rodgers' birthday. Now remember, last year he was injured against Minnesota on the day leaving 77 days left in the year. Last week he got injured in his 77th home start. He comes into this game banged up, and Minnesota has a good defense. I'm pretty sure that narrative's going to play out, and I won't be surprised if we see Aaron Rodgers leave the game again. What's really interesting is from the game last year, October 15th, where he got hurt, to This game this Sunday is a span of 337 days, which is the 68th prime number. Huge number this season. Sacred geometry 68. The most important shape in sacred geometry is the football, known as the Vesica Piscis, which equals 53. So very interesting how this all lines up. And again, the Vikings can get their 53rd regular season win in this game. The last time they played, it was 10-23, 33. Another name for the shape of the football is the mandorla, which equals 33. The capital G represents 33. Here's that distance, 337 days. Kirk Cousins is looking for his 28th career win in this game. Packers equals 28. Be a great team to get it against. You know, you got to imagine, almost all the times when you see how these QBs get their wins, it's synced up with the team that they're facing. The number of the win matches the team that they're playing. He could also be kept at his 27th win, and it is a 27-date numerology. This game and the Falcons-Panthers games are the hardest games to call in the morning set here, in my opinion. As for the head coaches, Mike McCarthy, he comes into the game with 122 wins. The name Mike Zimmer equals 122. So if the Packers coach loses, he'll be stuck on 122 wins against the Vikings coach. Aaron Rodgers, big number with him, 122 as well. His birthday is December 2nd, 12/2. He played at Cal in the Bay Area on the 122nd Meridian. San Francisco equals 122. That's his favorite football team. Next week, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to face Alex Smith, who was drafted over him by the 49ers. So, to me, and let's not forget that Mike Zimmer was the offensive coordinator of the 49ers when he chose Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers. Then he went to coach the Packers the next year. So Mike Zimmer sitting on that 122, that's a big reason I think the Packers are going to lose this game. I think that's all part of the planned ritual for next week. Mike Zimmer can also pick up his 41st career win. Green Bay has the Gematria 41. If you count his playoff wins, he can pick up his 44th win all time. Wisconsin equals 44, Packers 44. So that lines up really well too. Nice alignment with the coach and the quarterback. And that's why I'm going with Vikings in this one, even though there are some numbers that might suggest it'll be the Packers. But the way I'm reading it, I like the Vikings. Now, this Texans-Titans game is really interesting. The Titans used to be the Houston Oilers. And this game is going to be the 46th game all time between the two teams. And the reason that's so interesting is because Houston, Texas equals 46. So it's the Battle of Houston, Texas here in Tennessee, which is the old Houston team. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Why did I think that? Oh, I know what it was. I know why I was thinking 46. I'm sorry. I knew it was a number relevant to the old Houston team. This is going to be the 33rd matchup all time between the two teams, and Oilers equals 33. Excuse me. The Titans lead the series 17-15. 17-15. 18, we're at the beginning of 2018. Big number to watch for. But at the same time, Houston could get their 16th win on the 16th. And here we are in the year of Super Bowl 53, the 16th prime. For the Titans' new head coach, Mike Vrabel, this game will come 33 days after his birthday. He's 43 years old, fitting because Titans equals 43. With regards to the Texans going after their 16th win, Deshaun Watson, their quarterback, number 4, he can become 4-4 in this game. And what is 4 times 4? It's also 16. So really looking at that number on the 16th. With regards to this being the 33rd all-time matchup, it's fitting that it is in Tennessee because Tennessee has the Gematria of 137, which is the 33rd prime number. This game will be 47 days before Marcus Mariota's 25th birthday. Both numbers that have to do with time 25 and 47 in the base ciphers. He was born in 93 too, Saturn, time, 93. Anyway, 47 days is interesting because he's facing Deshaun Watson on this day, and Deshaun Watson equals 47. This game will be 2 days before Deshaun Watson's 23rd birthday. His NFL career, if I remember right, started on his birthday last year. You know, how perfect. He's going to turn 23. 83 is the 23rd prime. Texans 83, this game right before his birthday. Something to keep in mind. Also interesting to keep in mind that Deshaun Watson played at Clemson. And, you know, his college town's going to be getting wasted this weekend with the storm. And here he is playing for Houston. Last year, Houston got wasted. This game will be Marcus Mariota's 46th game. That's where the 46 was in my mind. I knew there was a 46 here. Houston, Texas 46, and this is the Houston Bowl. You know, the old Houston team versus the new Houston team. Mariota is playing for his 22nd win or his 25th loss. And remember how this is synced up with his 25th birthday, this game. At home, it'll be his 12th win or his 11th loss. For Watson, this is his 8th game. He's playing for his 4th win or his 5th loss. Again, he wears the number 4. On the road, he can become 2-3 or 1-4. And again, 23 is like 2-3 is like 23. The age is about to change too. 1-4 is interesting because Titans equals 43 and 43 is the 14th prime. So tight riddle there. If he fell to 3-5, QB equals 35. It makes more sense, though, as him number 4 improving to 4-4 in this big game for his early career. Consider he's black. African American equals 44. This number stamped all over black history. He'd improve to 4-4 over Marcus Mariota. Those MM initials. M's the 13th letter. In numerology, 13 is 4. MM's 4-4. Good QB to improve to 4-4 over. The head coaches here are what are really the big tip for me. The Texans coach is Bill O'Brien, which equals 53. Again, 53 is the 16th prime. The Texans can get their 16th win on the 16th. That's what I'm expecting to happen. This is going to be his 66th career game, the 11th triangular number. If Houston wins, they'll be 1-1 like 11 in his 66th career game. And for his career, he could pick up his 32nd win. Houston alone has the Gematria of 32. Again, this is the Houston Bowl. So that is why I like Houston. And the reason I'm going through all of these things is just so you see what it's like, what I have to look at, and how I make my decisions. It's like I'm weighing the scales, and where I see the majority of evidence stacking, I'm saying, okay, that's the team I like. Because sometimes these things are tight to call. But in this Battle of Houston, and with the Titans originally being from Houston, this overall Houston narrative and Bill O'Brien coming out victorious on the 16th makes the most sense. As for the over-under here, it's at 45. In light of this being about Houston, Texas 46, I think I like the over here. I don't like to mess with spreads because I feel like the spread's something that Vegas saves based on how people, bet across the nation. They can always just pull the spread at the end to make sure they win the majority of the money. And I'm pretty sure that's what they do every single week. That's why you see all these goofy things at the end of games that don't make sense that usually tip the spread one way or the other. And I think it's all based on how the nation placed its money. So if you're someone who likes to bet spreads, the way I would do it is think about how somebody probably not going to bet on the spread in this game. What's the general public probably not thinking? Because I'm pretty sure that's the way the spread ended up going. Duping the majority of people into thinking a certain way. So Browns Saints. Last week I told you, even if everything lines up for the Browns, they still don't win. And what surprised me when I looked at this is the Browns lead the Saints all time 13-14. Kind of like 134, like Vesica Pisces is 134, like how they activated Josh Gordon 134 days after his 13/4 birthday. If the Browns upset the Saints, and that would be 2 major upsets in a row. The Saints are big favorites again, 8.5 points. The over-under's at 50. If the Browns upset the Saints, they'd improve to 14-4. And what's interesting about that is New Orleans and Drew Brees both summed to 144. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to be stuck on 13 wins, and the Saints get their 5th. And again, This is week 2. When you write out 2, it has Gematria of 13. When you write out 13, it has Gematria of 45 and 99, like Drew Brees is 45 and 99, like how we're in the 99th NFL season. This game will come on Drew Brees' 35th week of his age, right on the nose. QB 35, he's facing Tyrod Taylor. Taylor 35, Tyrod 53. Drew Brees is on 149 career wins. That's the 35th prime number. He can get his 150th total win and 84th at home, becoming 84 and 48 at home. Cleveland equals 48. Be a fitting team to become 84 and 48 against. Reflections of each other. If he got upset, he'd be stuck on 83 wins at home. Cleveland Browns 83. As for Tyrod Taylor, another black quarterback, this game will come 44 days after his 29th birthday. Again, African-American 44. His birthday's August 3rd, like 8-3, like how that's Tom Brady's birthday, the football number. Last week, the Bills that Tyrod Taylor used to play for got spanked by 44. The head coach of the Browns is Hugh Jackson. Jackson equals 44. When you write out 44, it also sums to 144. You know, could they potentially go 14-4 against the Saints? That would be the big upset of the week. That would be the shocker again with the Saints involved. You know what? If the Saints lose this game, we can pretty much rule them out of Super Bowl contention, and that'll make our pick in the NFC easier because they're one of the few teams in the NFC that could potentially be there. If they lose this week, you know, all hope is lost. The other thing I should say about 44 is the divisors of 44 sum to 84, and Drew Brees can get his 84th win at home, which is most likely and probably the way it will be. Should also note that from Tyrod Taylor's birthday to the game is a span of 45 days instead of just 44 days later. 45 connects to New Orleans and Drew Brees. The line is near 9 points. If you had 1 through 9, it equals 45. Might very well be a 9-point game. A big thing here is Sean Payton can pick up his 106th career win. That's the coach of the Saints. And the day of the game, September 16th, is the day that leaves 106 days left in the year. So that kind of alignment's huge. I do expect that to happen. Sean Payton to pick up win number 106. This game will also come 36 days before Hugh Jackson's 53rd birthday on a date with 36 numerology. He's currently at 9 wins and 39 losses. He's 1-31 as the Browns coach, meaning this is going to be his 33rd game as the Browns coach. Cleveland 33. Normally when things line up with 33 in Cleveland, they're not good unless LeBron James is in the game. Like how LeBron James became the first player to come back from down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. He was age 31. Basketball equals 31, and it was the 33rd team in NBA playoff history to be in that position in the playoffs and come back. So Cleveland, the first team to do is 33. Over the years with the Browns, 33 has not been a kind number to them. Hugh Jackson's 33rd game probably will not be kind. So I like Brees picking up win number 84 and Peyton picking up win number 106. Makes a lot of sense there. Something to think about. If the Browns do upset the Saints and shock the sports gambling world, last year Eli Manning was the QB who fell on his number. He had a horrible season. Eli Manning equals 98. It was the 98th NFL season. Veteran QB, nice resume, Super Bowl winner. Terrible year. Fell on his number, Eli Manning did last year. Drew Brees equals 99. Where's the number 9? This is the 99th NFL season. If he starts off 0-2 against the Bucs and Browns, he's going to be doing the Eli Manning ritual from last year. So we'll hold off on that because we saw all these riddles in the offseason between Jacksonville and New Orleans and the Battle of New Orleans and the War of 1812, which is what the national anthem came out of. I suspect the Saints will end up being strong this year. If I remember right, they got off to a slow start last year too. I have to go back and check that. So next game, Dolphins and Jets. In this game, Miami's a 1.5-point favorite. The over-under's at 43. Dolphins equals 43. Florida equals 43. 43 is the 14th prime. And is Darnold wearing the number 14? I just want to double check that. Darnold jersey number. I believe he is wearing 14. Now you can understand how these numbers are relevant to the league. You know, football 43, 43 the 14th prime. Mike Vrabel, the 43-year-old coaching the Titans, 43. So this year's the Dolphins' 53rd season, and they're playing here on the 16th. 53, the 16th prime. This will be the 106th game all-time between the two teams on the day leaving 106 days left in the year. The Dolphins lead 54-49-1 in the regular season and are 0-1 in the playoffs. $54 is a big number with the Jets, so it's interesting that the Dolphins have the 54 wins already against the Jets. Jets equals 54 with the alphabetic order and reverse alphabetic order. Remember, Buffalo Bills have the 54 Gematria too. We see a lot of 54 games with the history of the Jets and Bills. In this game, the Jets can get their 50th regular season win over Ryan Tannehill. Ryan equals 50. That would leave the Dolphins with 54 regular season wins against the Jets. This game will come 51 days before Tannehill's 31st birthday. Jets can pick up their 51st win all time, counting the playoffs, against the Dolphins. Adam Gase, the name of the Dolphins coach, 51. This game will come 103 days before Darnold's 21st birthday. Again, 103 is the 27th prime. Jets equals 27. Miami 27. Ritual 27. It's on a date with 27 numerology. So that's very favorable for Darnold. It will be Ryan Tannehill's 39th game on the road, and he's playing in New York, where everything's 39. Every New York Super Bowl won has come back to 39. Like, for example, when the Jets won, they won 16-7. Like 167, the 39th prime number. Tannehill could possibly pick up his 39th career win as well in this game. It's his 39th road game, and he could get his 39th career win. It'll be his 79th career game total, road and home. The 22nd prime, big football number. If Darnold wins, Ryan Tannehill will be stuck on 38 wins. Sam Darnold equals 38. Another thing we got to look at here. Dolphins equals 38, part of why we picked the Dolphins to win last week. With a New York loss, they would fall to 1-1, like how New York's the 11th state. Todd Bowles, the coach of the Jets, he will coach his 53rd game this Sunday. He's going for his 24th win or his 30th loss. He could pick up his 24th win facing Adam Gase. Adam Gase equals 24. It's the opposing coach. With regards to the 30th loss, we know that week 2 equals 30. Last week, Todd Bowles got his 52nd career win beating the Lions. Todd Bowles equals 52. Something we overlooked last week. As for Adam Gase, the Dolphins coach, he's at 17 wins and 16 losses in the regular season and playing for his 18th win or 17th loss. The Jets are in their 59th season, which is the 17th prime number. Remember, the Jets ritual was a big part of the 17-year anniversary of 9/11. So if the Dolphins coach lost Adam Gase, he'd become 17-17 against the Jets, who are in their 59th season. That would be fitting. I wanted to look at Joe Namath because there's a major riddle with Sam Darnold and Joe Namath going on. Darnold at 68. Joe Namath won the Super Bowl for the Jets in 68. Joe Namath was known for throwing the pick sixes. Sam Darnold began his career with a pick six by the numbers. Interception equals 68. Sam equals 33 and 48 in the base ciphers, just like Joe Namath is 33 and 48. Kind of like how New York's 33, New York Jets is 48. It's interesting that this game comes 108 days from Joe Namath's birthday, or a span of 109 days, which is the 29th prime number, where football is 29. This game is another dicey one. You know, if I just wanted to bet on games where I felt really confident about, I'd probably skip this game as well. But overall, I think the Jets will win because it's Todd Bowles' 53rd game. 53 is the 16th prime. He's playing on the 16th. And the part about Tannehill, how the Jets can get their 51st win 51 days from Tannehill's birthday and defeat Adam Gase 51. And then also make Adam Gase 17-17 in the Jets' 59th season. You know, at home, New York, he's the talk of the town. Sam Darnold, 2-0 start, making the Dolphins 1-1 in New York, the 11th state. So that's why the pick is that. Chiefs Steelers. Chiefs are 1-0. The Steelers have no wins, no losses, and one tie. Remember the riddle last week with the Browns? 47 years since the last tie. Tie equals 47. Last happened in 71. Browns equals 71. So does AFC. Big narrative with the Steelers right now is what can they do without Le'Veon Bell, who I expect to come back for Week 3 when they face the Bucs. You know, again, his riddle's all about 26. If you write out 6, that equals 26. The Steelers won their 6th Super Bowl playing in Tampa Bay. Le'Veon Bell's 26 years old. He wears the number 26. Le'Veon 26. This season began on the 26th of Elul on a date with 26 numerology. The other team from Pennsylvania had the 26 special in that game winning. So anyway, the Steelers are 5.5-point favorites, and the over-under's at 52.5. And that's right there at 53, Pennsylvania 53. We don't have to talk about that number anymore. This will be the 33rd regular season matchup between the two teams. Don't forget the Steelers and Eagles both established in 33. Keystone equals 33 as in the Keystone State. It'll also be the 35th all-time counting the playoffs in terms of matchups between these two teams. The Steelers lead the regular season 22-10, and the playoffs are tied at 1-1. A Steeler win would make the Chiefs 1-1 and the Steelers 1-0-1. Here's why that's interesting. Chiefs equals 31, Steelers equals 31. 31's the 11th prime number. Making the Chiefs 1-1 has a nice little riddle to it. 1-0-1, what the Steelers record would become, reminds me of 101, which is the 26th prime. And it's very well that their next game, Week 3 for Monday Night Football, they get back number 26. So I really like that riddle right there, with their record being that, in light of what's going on with Le'Veon Bell, which we knew was a riddle before the season even started, just looking at the 26s. Ben Roethlisberger can pick up his 149th career win in his 35th, in the 35th matchup overall with the Chiefs and Steelers. Not his 35th matchup, but the team. 149 is the 35th prime. Mike Tomlin equals 149. With a win, somebody's called me right now, but I'll have to call them back. It's important, but I have to get this out for you guys. I'm behind schedule. And just so you guys know, I've been sitting in a dentist office all morning. I had to take my girlfriend in and pay for a root canal and a crown, so I'm a lot more broke today. And it's also why we're late here with this. Apologies. I didn't see this coming. You know, hopefully she doesn't need a root canal and crown next week too. Anyway, with a win, Ben Roethlisberger will improve his record to 82-28. Comes into this game with 81 wins. Pittsburgh Steelers 81. He would get his 82nd win over the quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who's undefeated as a young starter in his early career. One second, I'm just going to tell this guy a couple. Hey, man, can I call you back in a minute?
What's up,
Life's good, man. Can I call you back, though? I'm doing something right now. No, man, but I got to get off the phone. I'll call you back in like 10 minutes. Is that cool? All right. Thanks, man. See you. All right. So he can get his 82nd win over Patrick Mahomes, 82. Remember, Vesica Pisces equals 82. Shape of the football. Big numbers here. This game will come A span of 199 days from Big Ben's birthday. That's the 46th prime. He's facing Andy Reid, the other coach that spent a lot of years in Pennsylvania. This game will also come before the 23rd birthday of Patrick Mahomes. He's going to turn on September 17th, Monday. The only thing going for Mahomes here is he could be getting 3-0, which is kind of like 30. Steelers has the Gematria of 113, the 30th prime. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers coach, can get his 117th win. When you write out 13, it sums to 117. KC equals 13. 2 equals 13, like week 2. So fitting opponent to get the 117th win over. Andy Reid comes into this game with 81 wins with the Chiefs. Fitting that he stays on 81, losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers 81. All time, counting his Eagles and Chiefs career as a coach, Andy Reid can pick up his 121st career loss. That has a square root of 11. He'd fall to 1-1, like 11 on the season. If he did lose this week and he lost next week, they play San Francisco. San Francisco equals 122. They're on the 122nd meridian. So very possible the Chiefs are staring down 2 consecutive losses here. We'll see what happens. Eagles, Bucks. Now, it's all about the flag, and just watch this. I want you to look at what the Buccaneers logo is, first of all. You know, week 1, we knew it was going to be the Eagles. It was all about 26. It was all about the flag. Now they play the Bucks, who have the flag for a logo. And check this out. Philadelphia is a favorite on the road. The over-under's at 44. This will be the 15th regular season game between the two teams and the 19th overall. They've met 4 times in the playoffs. The Eagles lead 8-6 in the regular season and are 2-2 in the playoffs. It's a wash in the playoffs. So, if the Eagles lose, they'll fall to 8-7. Philadelphia Eagles equals 87 in the base ciphers. That's 8-7 in the regular season. If they lose, they'll also fall to 10-9 all time, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 109. You know, how perfect is that? And consider that this week, NFL week, begins on Thursday, the day leaving 109 days left in the year, which begins the 29th prime, where football equals 29. So, with regards to it being the 19th game all time, Nick has Gematria of 19 and Flag has Gematria of 19 in the base ciphers. Just like how Nick and Flag are both also 26 and 26. Now, if Nick Foles loses, his career record is going to be 26 wins and 19 losses, which are both Flag numbers, and they're both Nick numbers. Here's the ultimate kicker. This game, where the Eagles are playing the team with the flag symbol, it comes 239 days after Nick Foles' birthday. Again, the flag was sewn in Philadelphia at 239 Arch Street. The number that we used last year to pick the Eagles and Patriots Super Bowl. Last year, the Eagles beat Atlanta in Philadelphia. Atlanta Falcons equals 239. So 2 weeks in a row playing the NFC South and 239 rituals. And since it's the flag numbers again, the only thing that's making sense here, if it's all about the flag, is for the Eagles to lose this time. That said, the only riddle for the Eagles to win is to pick up the 27th win for Nick Foles on a date with 27 numerology, which is possible. It is possible. It's going to be Nick Foles' 45th game. When you write out the word 13, it sums to 45, 13 stripes on the flag. But I think it's this 26-19 thing right here in the 19th overall game. Plus the 8-7 record and the 10-9 record. That is just lining up too nicely. At least if you ask me. For Ryan Fitzpatrick, this is going to be his 121st career game. He comes in with 49 wins. Revelation equals 49 and 121. Philadelphia gets its name from Revelation. Eagles also equals 49. With a loss, Nick Foles' road record would become 10-10. Revelation equals 10-10 in Jewish Gematria. You know? Philadelphia would fall to 1-1 on the season like 11. 66, the 11th triangular number. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. This game comes a span of 70 days from Ryan Fitzpatrick's birthday. With a win, Fitzpatrick will stay at 70 career losses. Doug Peterson, the Philadelphia coach, he's 21-12. He's coached 33 games. He's looking for either his 22nd win or his 13th loss. 13th loss in this flag ritual, that's making sense to me. 2, as in week 2 has the Gematria 13. For the coach of the Bucs, Dirk Koetter, he also comes in with 33 career games under his belt. He can get his 16th win on the 16th. What is noteworthy is he could also pick up his 19th loss. But the 19 stacked better going in the Eagles' favor, especially with the way the records come out. So I suspect he picks up his 16th win on the 16th, and it's another ritual all about the flag, which we can already see. And again, because of the numbers aligned, to me it favors the Bucs. So here's Colts-Redskins. I think this is going to be an upset special right here. I think Frank Reich, the new head coach of the Colts who came over from the Eagles, is going to get his first career win here. I think Andrew Luck's going to get his 47th career win in his hometown, which is Washington, D.C., where he was born. Again, everything in D.C. is 47. D.C.'s 47, government 47, authority 47, president 47, White House 47, and all the rest. And consider Mike Pence's favorite football team is the Indianapolis Colts. Last year, he was there for the Colts-49ers game, and it was all about the flag, and it finished with 26 points, the winning score, of course, the big flag number. What's interesting is this game comes 101 days after Mike Pence's birthday. Philadelphia equals 101. 101 is the 26th prime. The new head coach of the Colts is from Philadelphia, which used to be the old nation's capital. So there's some riddles here that are very favorable for the Colts, if you ask me. The Redskins are a 5.5-point favorite. The over-under's at 46. I think this is going to be the over. I think we're looking at a 47-point game here. The name Luck equals 47. He's looking for the 47th career win in his hometown, 47 land. That said, last week he faced Ohio. Sorry, I just saw that breaking news. It distracted me. He had his chance to get his 47th win against Ohio, but that was the Andy Dalton special, and what we overlooked there was, you know, how the NFL week began with the bank shooting in Cincinnati, and I don't know how I escaped that when I was doing my decode. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. Apologies. But I do think Luck's going to get career win 47 in 47 land again, his hometown. He grew up in Houston where he played his football, but he was born in D.C. This game will also be the 31st game between the two teams, which is the 11th prime number. Luck equals 11, D.C. also 11 in the base ciphers. They have played 30 games to date, Colts 30, week 2 30. With the Colts win, both teams will be 1-1 on the season, like 11. This is the Colts' 66th season, 66th, the 11th triangular number. This will be Jay Gruden's 66th game, the Redskins head coach. He's looking for his 30th win. He's also looking at his 36th loss. With regards to the luck symbolism here, luck equaling 11, consider the horseshoe as a symbol of luck. You know, don't ever forget that. Andrew Luck on the lucky horseshoe team. The Colts lead 20-10. Now, that is interesting because that means the Redskins can pick up their 11th win against Luck, which is possible. It's absolutely possible. It would be in Jay Gruden's 66th game. So you could look at that riddle going that way. But I got to think they're going to give Luck some love here. Looking for number 47 after missing all this time and now how it lines up with his hometown. This game's going to come 4 days after Luck's 29th birthday. The numerology of 29 is 2 plus 9 is 11. This game will come 132 days after Alex Smith's birthday, or a span of 133 days. Huge number in Washington, D.C. Government's 133 plus a whole lot more. President. Maybe White House. I'm tired right now. I can't think. I know there's 132 rooms in the White House. Interesting how that lines up with Alex Smith playing in the nation's capital, you know, against the vice president's favorite team, against, you know, Andrew Luck, who's from D.C. Alex Smith in this game could get his 52nd career win. Government also has the Gematria of 52. That would be very interesting coming on his 133rd day of his age. He could also sit on 51 wins, federal 51. With a loss, Alex Smith would be stuck at 91 regular season wins. That's the 13th triangular number, another number associated with luck. Again, week 2 has the Gematria of 13. Redskins has the Gematria of 99, like 13. Luck in Jewish Gematria equals 233, which is the 13th Fibonacci number. So it would make sense for Luck to hold Smith at 91 regular season wins. Also, for another 13, this is going to be Luck's 41st road game. 41's the 13th prime. And Luck's not at home. He's a visitor, right? But it is his hometown, and home with the alphabetic order is 41. So what are the odds? He plays in his home city, you know, a city he doesn't play in very often. And that's something I wish I would have looked at. If you're going to do some additional homework, look and see if Andrew Luck's ever played the Redskins before. Has he ever played in D.C. before? Because what are the odds that his 41st game's back in his hometown? Might be the first time in his career he's ever played in D.C. Also, this game will be Luck's 77th career game. Or, no, excuse me, it's going to be his 78th. Scottish Rite equals 78, like DC's home of the Scottish Rite, like how American football is credited to a Scottish Rite Freemason. But he heads into the game with 77 career games played. DC on the 77th meridian. We just had the September 11th anniversary, where 77 is the number. Current record's 46-31. If he doesn't lose, he'll sit on 31 losses, the 11th prime. Also, this game comes 11 weeks and 2 days before the new coach's birthday, Frank Wright. 11 weeks and 2 days stands out because Andrew Luck's 112, so is Horseshoe. Andrew Luck's mother's name equals 112, so does Houston. His father used to play for the Houston Oilers. Andrew Luck played his high school ball in Houston. Last year he was put on the IR on November 2nd, so was Deshaun Watson. Riddles by the numbers. The over-under in this game, 45.5, I think we're going to be on the over. This is another game that wouldn't surprise me if it's right at 47 points. Cardinals and Rams. This game is the ultimate 13 ritual right here. So the Rams are 11-point favorite. I won't be surprised if they win by 13. This will be the 81st regular season game between the two teams. Cardinals equals 81. Ritual equals 81. The Rams lead with 40 wins. The record's 40, 38, and 2. In the playoffs, the Rams are 1-0. So they've won 41. I don't know why I wrote 49 there. It's supposed to say 41. But just looking at the regular season, they can pick up their 41st regular season win. 41's the 13th prime number, right? In this game, Jared Goff can get his 13th win. Sean McVay as a coach can get his 13th win. And remember, LA in the base ciphers equals 41 and 13. So major 13 riddle right here. I expect a 13-point win in this game. I think the Rams do cover the spread. I think it's got to be part of the ritual, the way the 13s line up. With 13 being the number, 13 has that Gematria of 45, so maybe they stay on the underside of the over-under here. Could be 45 points. Could be a skunk 45-0. We could get creative with some scores. I mean, there's some other scores that could work out. But just this game is so clearly about 13, which is a big number for LA. I suspect Aaron Donald will have a monster game. Aaron Donald, the 13th overall pick. Aaron Donald equals 99. Where's the number 99? Signed his contract 99 days after his May 23rd birthday. 523, like how 523 is the 99th prime. Gonna have to watch those Rams. You know, it's very possible we see a Rams-Patriots Super Bowl rematch this year. We're gonna have it figured out by week 3. I'm confident by the end of week 3 we're gonna have it figured out. Still working on the afternoon games. Got all screwed up here with the dentist appointment. But I will have out the afternoon games very shortly. These are the morning games for now. Last week I was 9-4. I'm not happy about that. That's not good for me. That said, it gets easier to pick the games as we move into the season. Because like when teams start coming in and a team's 3-1, and you can clearly see that the game's all about 41. Well, it's not hard to go, oh, okay, that team's going to win. They're going to be 4-1. Oh, this game's all about 41 too. That team's going to be 4-1, etc. Those things become more clear as the season goes on. So early weeks can be a little bit trickier to call. You're still seeing what the teams are about this year. So started off 9-4. That's not good. It's also not bad. I mean, most gamblers would be happy with that. But for me, that's pretty mediocre. And we got some tricky games this week too. But just understand, as the season builds, these picks are going to become more clear. The alignment will become more clear because of the weekly records. So, afternoon picks coming soon and primetime picks. Stay tuned, Truth Seekers. Thank you for supporting the Patreon.